Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to 230 Dudes. I'm Antonio Harrison.
And I'm Charles Schuling.
And tonight we want to talk about a recent event that just happened like 2 days ago.
Right. A really horrible event out of Roanoke, Virginia, where two reporters were killed during a live interview on site for their local news station.
It was actually one of the reporters and a cameraman.
Yes, right.
Yes. A disgruntled employee who was suing the station over potential racial discrimination decided he was going to video record himself approaching this cameraman and this anchor woman, a reporter, giving a live interview, pull out his weapon, and shoot both of them.
Right.
Now in the video you only see him shoot the reporter, the woman, 3 times, and then it kind of fumbles around and blacks out. I'm assuming because the cameraman probably tried to wrestle the gun away.
Something, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And though this is newsworthy, this is not what we want to talk about.
No, not at all.
This is very newsworthy. This is something that people need to be aware of, whether it's about mental illness, whether it's about the rage that can be built up from racial tension and pressure. But what we want to talk about is the sharing of this video.
Right. In a very short amount of time, the killer posted the shooting onto Twitter, and it went viral. It was shared by multiple people in a very short period of time, so much so that a huge majority of Twitter users, when they logged in, the first thing that popped up was the video of the shooting taking place. In addition, news stations and newspaper coverage has been extensive using video live on air.
Also using video image for the front page of newspapers.
Right, the Daily News.
I believe one station mentioned that they were only going to show it once, but then ended up retracting that statement and saying no, they were going to show it once every hour.
Right, CNN did that, and they played the video of the shooting once an hour all day yesterday.
Here's my problem.
Yeah.
We're witnessing a live execution. That's unacceptable.
I agree.
There's no way that should be placed for anyone to see. Now, I get that this guy posted this to his social media first. It took on a frenzy that, no one could get a hold of until later. Mm-hmm. But even once the news got a hold of it, they continued to run that on their stations.
Right. Right. The event itself might be considered newsworthy in so much that it involves gun control and access of someone who is clearly unstable to having a gun. But beyond that, the fact that the shooting aired on TV or the fact that people are watching it on social media, that should not be news.
Not at all.
No attention should be given to such a desensitized act.
Are we to the point where we're so desensitized by the fight compilations we see, by the different reality television or even the fictional television we watch, that we can now watch in awe at a live execution?
Right.
No matter what we post saying how horrible it is, imagine how many kids at the age of 12, 13, 14 have social media. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that where we're headed? We're going to start performing live executions on TV? Because if you do it once, you've opened the floodgates for that type of stuff to be up at any point.
Exactly. And now it's a thing that's been done. There's a precedent for it, and before long it'll happen again and again. And you're right. I think that you bringing kids into this is a really good point. Because when kids are on social media, they're doing it from their iPod Touch or whatever. They don't always have a parent nearby, like they might be when they were watching the news, for example. But social media is something they have easy access to. They can just pick it up.
So not only have kids seen this, right?
Right.
And in no way am I saying that with kids seeing this, that's going to make them be more likely to go out and do something like this, right? Though I will say that kids seeing the fight compilation videos makes them a little more aggressive in doing things, where they're kicking people in the face and things like that, right? But here's the problem. The kids have now witnessed something that most people will never witness in their entire life.
Sure.
Right? And they may not go out and do the same thing, but they're going to become so desensitized to violence that stuff like that should affect them as a human being won't anymore.
I couldn't agree more. My biggest concern with this whole thing is the direction that it takes us as an American society. Like, where does it go from here? It goes to a point where there is just a general desensitizing. These kids will grow up and they'll have this reaction that's a lot more mild than it ought to be.
If any reaction at all.
Right. And it just keeps going from there.
I know that Twitter and Facebook and different things like that took as much effort as they could to try to take these things down eventually.
Right.
However, I urge anybody who's already shared this, take this off your timeline.
Seriously.
Just delete it.
Yeah, get it out of there.
I mean, there's no point in having it up there. In what way does it benefit you to share the execution of two human beings?
I agree.
It doesn't. And if anything, if I'm the cameraman's wife or mother or sister or the reporter's husband or brother or son, the last thing I would want is to see the death of my mom all over social media.
I agree. And I think one thing to take away from this is you really need to think before you share something on social media. You have to understand the weight of where it might go. It's not just, oh, my friends will see this and that'll be it. It's trends, it's algorithms. It spreads it out everywhere.
And in no way are we damning or condemning anyone who's already shared the video. You know, it's what we do nowadays.
It is.
You see something, whether it's funny, horrifying, dramatic, romantic, sad, you share it.
Right.
So that other people can engage in the conversation. And I will say, because there is the flip coin, right? Well, by sharing that, it brings up discussion.
Okay.
But then what the discussions that I've seen have been about gun control. And then the arguments about how it's not gun control, it's people control because people kill people, guns don't kill people.
Right.
But that discussion should be already in the midst of going on and shouldn't require live execution for that to happen.
Couldn't agree more.
Anything else on this?
No, just think. Just think next time. Think before you share something. Think before you get excited about something like this.
And I will say this, no matter what the rationale or logic was for this gentleman to shoot these two innocent individuals, unacceptable. Unacceptable. So let's try to do a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching.